Greetings and good morning. My name is Chris. Let's go ahead and get into this. Today we have a Mr. Jonathan Beatty. For some reason, he decided at 4:30 a.m. he was going to rob, carjack, and even more to a female Uber driver in Norfolk. Sometimes the news they show the face, get it off the screen real quick. I said let's start off with a picture of sometimes you need to see what evil looks like. As you can see, the gentleman, he looks unkept, look like he really just don't give a rat's ass. So I figured let's go ahead and start off with a picture of nonsense. If you Uber, DoorDash, Lyft, Grubhub, or whatever, Spark, whatever you're doing out there on the street to survive, you or your family members are out here in this gig economy, make sure that you share this story because we don't want anybody to get complacent. You can have 1,000 good deliveries, but all it takes is one person like this that can change your life in a second. Just takes one of these people. Um, I do Uber ride share. I mostly stick on the DoorDash and the Uber Eats side and the Walmart Spark. Here's your food, get the delivery, or move the package or the pharmaceuticals or the alcohol, and I'm gone. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this story real quick. I said, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy real quick. Let's see what we got.
Of a local rideshare driver.
And Norfolk police arrested Jonathan Beatty yesterday after a nearly week-long search. And we want to warn you, this story is disturbing. Allison Basil joins us in the studio. And Allison, you found newly filed court documents about what the victim says happened.
Janet, Phillip, the criminal complaint says an Uber driver reported that her passenger put a gun to her head, sexually assaulted her, and then tried to shoot her before taking off in her car. Newly filed court documents detail one woman's terrifying rideshare experience in Norfolk last week. A Norfolk detective says a woman driving for Uber picked up Jonathan Beatty around 4:30 in the morning off Azalea Garden Road in Norfolk. Documents say once Beatty got into the car, he put a gun to the woman's head and told her to drive. Investigators say Beatty groped the woman as she drove and ordered her to park in a neighborhood where documents say he sexually assaulted the woman. Documents say Beatty then told her to drive to an ATM. Once the victim got there, detectives say she ran away and Beatty fired a gun at her, missed, and then he drove off in her car.
I drive at night too, so it was very scary to me.
Beatty faces a long list of charges: abduction, carjacking, robbery, aggravated sexual battery, rape, sodomy, and 11 gun charges. Rideshare drivers in the area say the job can get scary.
I've had a guy load a gun in my backseat before and physically touched. So the best thing I do is I report them so I don't have to ever see them or pick them up again. I've actually had to cancel rides for rider behavior even before the ride began.
Reagan Mallinson says this incident has motivated her to get more protection.
I called my husband and I said, this literally just happened. We're going to go buy me a gun tomorrow.
An Uber spokesperson released a statement saying, quote, "It pains us to hear the horrific details of this case, and our primary concern is helping the driver get the support she deserves. We banned the rider from the platform." Norfolk police say Beatty is behind bars at Norfolk City Jail without bond. His next court date is April 14th. Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
All right. Anyway, that's enough of that story. 4:30 in the morning. Very good and very bad. The good, at 4:30 in the morning, there's no traffic. And that's also bad. So if something happens at 4:30 in the morning, it's less likely that people to see what's going on. A lot of time we're in our cars and you feel like it's your little comfort zone. And most women, they do keep at least one of these on them. This is pepper spray. All right, well, we got pepper spray gel. A lot of women keep this in their purse. Do I recommend it from corrections and law enforcement? No. Pepper spray is one of them things, there are a lot of people, believe it or not, that it doesn't work on. Pepper spray, sometimes it just slows down or irritates somebody. But if they're out to rob you or sexually assault, like in this story, or even worse, that pepper spray is not going to do the job. And most women, they keep it in their purse so long, who knows when that stuff is, expired or no longer no good. Some people use the folding knives. these little pocket knives that people kept, carry a lot. I see a lot of guys with them in hunters. This is okay, but the thing is, when you're getting assaulted, it's hard. You got to get the knife right, flip it out, and hope that it lands on the right side and start stabbing, or get the person up off of you. Now you got the other pocket knives. If you do get one, make sure it does have with the tip where you can break the windows and stuff on it. So therefore, at least if you pick this up, and you can at least get somebody up off of you as quickly as possible. Now, what's even more unsuspecting, just a small screwdriver. These things are like ice picks, very strong, and you don't have to unfold it. You don't got to flip a screwdriver, and these things are hard to get out your hand. Once maybe you can sharpen up the tip a little bit, but that's not even necessary with these little short screwdrivers like this. They get in your hand, and it's hard to get these bad boys out. That's why whenever you see jails and prison, a lot of the shanks are pretty much just like this small screwdriver, because this is a pretty good grip to where you can get somebody up off of you. Screwdriver, wonderful. What I recommend in this case, you need to get a real weapon. At least what I always recommend, Glock 19s, any Glocks. These things work like magic. Work, and then they work again. You can't go wrong with any of the Glock family. The thing with Uber is the pay is already bad. For you to be up at 4:30 in the morning, obviously she's a hustler, because I don't even get up that early. Also, it took the police a while to track this guy down. They said, what, a week? I always keep at least an air tag or two in the car. Maybe that'll speed up them finding this dude or where he went. But the 4:30 in the morning thing, that's very early, and there's not many people out. And a lot of cars now have tinted windows on them. So if you got 4:30 in the morning, the car windows are tinted, and you've got a roach like that doing God knows what in the car, it's a bad recipe. That's how people go missing. So that's a lot. That's exactly how how people go missing all the time and they're never seen again. Fortunately, when the ATM situation happened, she was able to run and get away. But I'm quite sure she's traumatized to the point, she probably will never drive for Uber again. And like I said, you can have 1,000 good drives and nothing like this ever happens, but it just takes that one drive, that one trip, that one bad person. Even on DoorDash, it seems simple enough. I'm just putting this bag on the door and I'm gone. A lot of smaller women, somebody could just put this, send an order to an abandoned house, and a pervert like this with a gun is waiting at the door. Come on in, snatch you up, lock the door, in the store. Moral of the story, like I said, we just don't want anybody to get complacent. This man right here, Jonathan, he doesn't even deserve jail. He needs to be under the jail. But I'm quite sure Red Onion, Wallens Ridge, and Sussex, they got some time that he can sit there and think about his decision. They got plenty of cells open waiting on him. Plenty of cells open waiting for him. But anyway, like I said, like, share, subscribe. And if any of your family members are in DoorDash, Uber, Spark, or whatever, just remind them every now and then, don't get complacent. Stuff like this, it only takes a second. And, Uber doesn't have a lot of sick pay and stuff like that. So only thing Uber's going to, what they say, what? We banned him from the ride share and we'll get the driver some support. She'd probably be out of work for God knows however long until she even gets mentally stable to even deal with people again. She's probably going to be really distraught, because even I picked up a cashier one time from 7-Eleven. The cashier runs back into the store. Said, oh, what, you forgot your purse? She said, no, I left my gun in there. So now I got a cashier in my back seat with a gun on her. I understand that these 7-Elevens, they do get wild. We've had a few shootings here in Norfolk where the cashier has murdered the person that tried to rob him, and of course, no charges filed. So everybody's got to be, even the cashier, that little $15-20 an hour, she knows better that she got to stay ready at all times. Like I said, the pepper sprays, I don't really trust with them too much. At least a pocket knife with a poker on the end of it, a screwdriver. Best of all, get you a Glock, and you'll be better off. Keep your air tags, keep your family safe, and always remember, it only takes one idiot out there. Till next time, we'll do this again. Stay safe, and Gosh, that's just a really sad story. Stay safe and don't get complacent. Till next time.